Good morning, everybody. Hope you had a good holiday. Welcome. One second. '07. Hey, Champ, how you doing? You survived the Christmas food and desserts, indeed. Ha! No, Cypher. The idea is that we're going to be doing 4 hours is minimum and 8 hours is maximum, but we're going to be doing that every day between now and the end of the week. We're not going to do Captain's Table this week, just because it's the end of the year. We'll do a Captain's Table next month. Let me double check to make sure I didn't schedule anyone. I don't think I did. If I did, we'll do it anyways, but... No, we didn't, so... Happy Boxing Day to everybody, yes. Am I and Loki going to play together? It's possible. I haven't talked with Loken. If Loken's up for it, I'm down for it. That's why I say in the schedule that it's going to be Star Citizen mostly. If we do other things, we'll do other things. I don't know if Loken's going to be streaming for Boxing Day or not, so. That reminds me. No, it's not out yet. Okay. Good. And remember, excuse me, Loken is armed and dangerous at MDC now. This cough is killing me, guys. Ugh. That cup of lung. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, guys. It's been the case for a while now. Not to the point of like me going to a doctor, but it's been definitely one of those like, because I can I can talk normally, but there's a lot of phlegm buildup. Hold on. For whatever reason. I don't think I have an infection. I don't have a fever or anything like that. It's not COVID, no. Yeah, it's been going around. It's either the flu or something else. It doesn't help that we also have allergies here in Austin, so. I guarantee you, as I go along, it'll get better, but it's just weird. What's the agenda? I'm just going to be playing the game. Maybe Logan will join us here, or I'll join Logan in a bit. I'm going to be doing some smuggling stuff so I can improve my smuggling reputation. Who we blowing up today? No one yet. I did, thank you, E2. Have this on yet. Oh, what's CIG's holiday stream? Yeah. Ah. There we go. Like I said, I'm not working around the public like teacher. Best wishes to comfortable recovery. I'll be fine. It's at the stage of just being annoying. It doesn't affect my energy. It doesn't affect my... I mean, it does a little bit, but like, just coughing. But I've mostly been able to do what I want. Do, 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 do.
Your insurance claim has been sent. Welcome to the A-Box Vehicle Retrieval System. Vehicle selected. Your insurance claim has been sent.
All right, 5 minutes.
Please visit us again. Goodbye.
You can take away my spaceship. You can take away my space suit. You can even take away my space lasers.
No pews.
But you can never,
Never,
ever
ever.
take away my space game.
Kid Bang Bang 71 just resubscribed for 34 months.
Thanks for that 34 months of support there, Kid Bang Bang. You're a very important public, very impressive, very production. You rock. Shots and cheers and chat, y'all. Shots and
You can
cheers.
take away my spaceship. You can take away my space suit. You can even take away my space lasers.
No pews.
But you can never,
Never,
ever
ever.
take away my space game.
Space Cadet 83 just resubscribed for 5 months.
Thank you so much for that 5 months of support there, Space Cadet. You're we're both very important peppers, very impressive, very pedestrians. You rock. Shots and cheers and chat, y'all. Shots and cheers. It go up. You resubscribe. You subscribe. You do bits. You gift subs. You donate through PayPal. It'll go up. And if we reach 8 hours, we'll do a giveaway. Let's see which giveaway.
I keep thinking I'm going to quit drinking for good, but then before I know it, I look down and there's a bottle in my hand. Not sure what's making my life worse at this point, the drink or constantly fighting against it.
Oh shit. Thorn! You should try the pickles. He should.
Thorn 123400 just gifted 10 subs.
Thank you for giving those 10 subs there. Thorn, your favorite, probably very impressive. This is very pedestrian. Very neat pedestrian. This is your fault. You're drinking tonight. Shots and cheers and check. They all shot and cheers. And for the 10 subs, you all rock.
Anything going on with you?
There we go. All right. Happy Christmas. It was good for everyone. Here's to the new year, indeed. So we've got, if we reach our maximum hours for 8 hours today, let's see. Don't have much right now. Thought I had a little more, but I don't. Oh, I do. Ha! We'll give away a golem. It's a golem with two different skins attached, LTI, and a game package. And then on tomorrow, if we reach 8 hours, we'll give away a Salvation game package with LTI, which also includes a jacket, shirt, boots, pants, and 4,000 credits. Or 40,000 credits. And then I also have a wolf, which is a standalone, not a game package, which we'll give away on Sunday. And then on Monday, we'll do the Shiv, if we reach the hours. So.
You can take away my spaceship.
Spaceship.
You can take away my space suit.
Suit.
You can even take away my space lasers.
No pew-pews.
But you can never,
Never.
ever take away my space game.
Jenantanak just resubscribed for 74 months.
Thank you for that 74 months of support there, Jen. You're a very important pupper, very impressive, very pedestrian. This is your father. This is drinking night. Shots and cheers in chat, y'all. Shots and cheers. How you doing, Jen? 74 months. Jesus fucking Christ.
Welcome to the A-Class Vehicle Retrieval System. Vehicle selected.
You can take away my spaceship.
Merrick Chrysler.
You can take away
New
my
PC.
space
Nice.
suit. You can even take away my space lasers.
No pew-pews.
But you can never,
Never.
ever
Ever. Which reminds me.
my space game.
Bless capitalism.
Knowledge Lambo 1 just resubscribed for 21 months. Merry Chrysler new PC who dis?
Thank you so much for that 21 months of support there, Knowledge. And Space Grenades, thank you so much for that 100 biddies. Space Cadet. It's not Space Grenades. You all very important puppers, very impressive business, very beautiful pedestrians. You rock. Shots and cheers in chat, y'all. Shots and cheers. So I heard something new, which is something I thought might happen, but I thought it would probably take longer. With all of the news of RAM companies being like, fuck gamers, we're going straight to we're going straight to AI developers, and everyone being like, oh shit, now we got to sell RAM at $1,000 for 32 gigabytes of DDR5. I knew that some company was going to be like, yeah, open fucking market, baby. But I thought it was going to take about a year, not a month. Asus announced that they're going to start making RAM. DDR5 and DDR7.
Them biddies.
Asus, they have some flaws. They can be a little greedy at times, like any company can. But they've also been shot down by gamers before, and they've had to redirect. They generally are a better company than fucking Crucial at this point. I got enough money to buy a 9070 XT. Hey, it's not bad, Morbot. I have the 9070 XT right now. This is what I'm playing on. This seems like it's expanded. Is my... No, that's right. Okay. Yeah, no, the thing is that now that if Asus manages to actually build up a company that's even halfway decent in terms of production line, it's even halfway decent at producing RAM, because they have to produce RAM for their own GPUs now, because Nvidia is like, we're not going to be shipping GPUs with RAM anymore. You're gonna have to source your own RAM. So all of their third-party partners are gonna have to start figuring out what to do. So Asus is just like, fuck it, we'll do it ourselves. I'm almost certain that was the case. It's like, if we're gonna make DDR7, what's the difference between making DDR7 RAM and DDR5 RAM? Probably not that much in terms of production tooling. So just do both at the same time. Looking forward to RMA nightmares surrounding Asus' new product line? Almost certainly. Not only do they have some bad internal, they had some bad internal QA recently, but this is going to be a brand new product line, so it's going to fail a lot. So it's not like, you know, go out and buy Asus' new RAM when it comes out. It's more like the one advantage of pure capitalism is that sometimes it works, and a competition actually shows up to deal with the insane price gouging, especially when you leave a market wide the fuck open. Hey, Steve. When's the call-in? Call's gonna be next week. I think Asus just did the. Not only did they do the math, I'm sure they did the. They did the. They did the hard look at. What's going on in the market right now, and that hard look is probably revealing, hey, all of these companies that are now AI juggernauts got their starts by selling to gamers, and gamers are still going to need to be sold to. We've been selling to gamers forever. They had Republic of Gamers as their main flagship gaming brand for a while. I used ROG all the time. My old rig was basically Asus. And they're like, hey, if these idiots are getting out of the market, we can just swoop in and like snipe the market away from them. And as Damien says, Asus wanted to make every component in-house, so now they just don't. They don't just have their own incentive. There's a market vacancy. No, I mean, not only is it a market vacancy, it's a once-in-a-lifetime market vacancy. The market is completely open for an essential part for a market that's not going anywhere. Gaming is going to be around in the future, no matter what. There's a demand for it. So if there's a demand for it, and there's an open market, you would be absolutely silly to not take advantage of the open market. No, that's true. They're going to have to buy it or they're going to have to build it. And I have a feeling they're going to build it. Asus wants to go in-house. They're not gonna outsource. Now, I don't think Asus is an American company, is it? It might be. That would be astoundingly perfect. Asus might not be the only one. That's true, but so far Asus has been the only one who wants to pull the trigger. Because it's also incredibly expensive. Taiwan? Yeah. I don't think there's a way that they reasonably try to produce products without opening a fab. Looking at the market right now, them getting into the market is just gonna it'll end up being the same thing as what we have now, only with extra steps. Asus would still have to sell RAM at insanely high prices, which they never would sell. Wait, there are only 3 companies that make actual memory wafers. Yep. The other ones just do custom housing. Which tells me that either Asus is gonna try to open up their own wafer fab, which would be absolutely insane. If I'm gonna put it this way, if Asus does that, I don't care how bad their products are initially. I'm gonna have to support them because that's a ballsy risk that I would have to support with money, especially if they're like, hey, we're explicitly doing this because the gaming market needs memory. And I can see them doing it only because if Nvidia goes through with saying, fuck you, find your own fucking memory to their third-party partners, then yeah, almost certainly you will have they're gonna have to like source it anyways. So why not just build it yourself? Is it expensive? Yes, but in the future that means you have the fabrication so that you don't have to worry about the rest of the market doing its own thing. Let me put it this way. Is it America? No, it is not America. really care. As long as it gets me out of here, because that was a fucking... My radar's not showing anything. Need to get to 7 kilometers. Would help if I...
Landing gear up.
Okay. No one's following me, it looks like. Maps. We go to... Stanton Gateway. Hey, Lock Austria, how you doing, buddy? It's funny that you commented on YouTube. You're like, "Holy shit, Paul Shelley's an Ace Combat fan." Yeah, buddy. Still alive. To be fair, though, my first ever encounter with Ace Combat was Ace Combat 6, the one that nobody played. I only have heard in passing Ace Combat 0, Ace Combat 5, and Ace Combat 4. I have to play them at some point. Still Dancing with the Angels, yes. And again, as I say, if y'all are looking for a good, solid, like 5 hours, 6 hours of gameplay with some flight games, because there's really not many flight games left on the planet, you can get Ace Combat 7 right now for like $6 on Steam. It's worth $6.
Just discovered the meaning of life. 07 happy holidays.
42 months at tier 2. Joy Pop, you are an absolute madman. Very happy holidays to you too. You're a very important popper, very impressive, Mr. Very pedestrian. You rock. Shots and cheers in chat, y'all. Shots and cheers. The few stream Star Citizen yesterday, it's a miracle. It's a holiday miracle. The fact that the few was streaming is amazing. I would love for CIG to look into rolling, takeoff, and landing. I would too. By the way, for Christmas, I built my wife a brand new PC, and it's pretty good. It's not amazing, but it's a... She's got a 9060 XT, 16 gigs. She's got a... a Ryzen 7 7800 X3D, 32 gigabytes of DDR5. Let's see, a 2 terabyte Samsung SSD, And it's quiet as fuck. Holy shit, this thing is quiet. Nice to be your backup computer too. No, it's my wife's computer. As I joked, I told her it's her squadron rig, because her joke is that Squadron 42 is gonna come out in 2030. So why should she bother? I'm like, this is your squadron rig. She's like, great, so I'll be prepared for 5 years. But yeah, right now I'm not taking a break from Star Citizen. Star Citizen give me a break to play Dragon Quest 1 through 3. That's nice. No, I Star Citizen gave me the break so I could play, actually beat Ace Combat 7, which I hadn't done yet, which is why I was talking about it again when Ace Combat 8 got announced. And I started playing Project Wingman. For those of you who don't know, by the way, a friend of mine, Haven Kendrick, plays Assassin in that game. That one of the major like protagonists, one of your like the leader of your mercenary corps in there, and I thought that was very funny that Assassin was played by Haven Kendrick, because I'm like, Haven Kendrick is himself a mercenary leader. Yes. Oh no. Episode 2 is going to come out faster than episode 1, only because they're not going to have to rebuild the whole engine. They're just going to take what they already have, and they're going to be adding new. It's going to be new gameplay, like it's basically new levels, new locations, and new cutscenes with new characters. And that doesn't take nearly as long as building out a full physics model and such. Now, will there be changes? Obviously, but those changes will be sourced from Star Citizen, not from Squadron. So they'll take whatever they learn from Squadron and Star Citizen, and then use that. So we got a half tank. Bad. We'll stop if it's Stanton at Pyro Gateway. God, this thing feels smooth. It'll probably be a little bit after 1.0 Star Citizen, probably like a year or so. But I also think that CIG is going to probably take 6 months after Squadron's released to give people a rest, because the people who've built up time off are going to use that time off. Also to support Squadron, like just from bug fixes and those things. We might even see some like cutting room floor DLC stuff, where stuff they had to cut out will end up back in a DLC. Would RSI or Aegis build the next generation UE destroyer? It'd be RSI. I doubt it would be Aegis. Aegis would be an interesting choice, but I don't see Aegis doing that. Thank you. Secret missions, yeah. The reason why Jaded is talking about that is, for those of you who don't know, that was the title of the effective DLC for Wing Commander 1. It wasn't really Wing Commander. It was like, they were called, back then they were called expansion discs, but they're basically like small additions to the game. that you could buy as discs before internet was as reliable enough for downloads. Not every company did it, but a lot of the big companies did. Origin did it, Blizzard did it, Bungie did it. Now, most of you already know that, but like, for those of you who were too young in the early 90s or the early 2000s, before DLC, downloadable DLC became standard. Thank you, Oblivion, with your horse armor. I doubt they would do a new destroyer right now because the you can think of the modern javelin is effectively a it's somewhere between an Arleigh Burke and a Ticonderoga in terms of its usage. It's very much similar to a cruiser, but it operates like a destroyer. And it's very flexible, so there's no reason to not use it as there's just lots of parts around. It's a Cleveland class. That's a good way of putting it, yeah. I've learned way too much about ships in the last week than I've ever wanted to know. Yeah, it's like a light cruiser rather than a destroyer.
Landing gear down.
Oh yeah, I forgot I have to do this sometimes.
Landing gear up.
Back this way. It's unusual for Pyro Gateway. Whoop. Not good. Still fine though. Oop. Yep, that's definitely a thruster error. This should slow me down a little bit and give me a little bit more control.
Landing gear down.
Nope, nope, that's not good. You know what? I'm gonna try this. Like right here, why not? See how bad it is. Yep. Thought so.
Quantum fuel atom.
And it's gone. It's back and fixed. It's a laser cannon. The M series are all laser cannons. What do you mean torque and balance? I just fixed you. Squad 42 shows ballistics. That's weird. No. The M9A is a laser cannon, an energy weapon. That's probably a mistake on their end. There's a lot of mistakes in the Squadron 42 showcase stuff because the like if you look at the display, the holo display, they register a Javelin as a battleship. Because, like, I have the bearings, I think, on this thing. These come standard. These are energy weapons. The bearing M6s, I think? M3s? No, I'm these guys. They're on these guys. Okay. Also, the Banshee is shown as a Javelin, too. Yeah, and the Banshee should be a Idris. Yeah, and there's no battleships in for the UEE yet. There was an old battleship that was retired, the Indefatigable. Can't even say it right. Class. I'm never gonna say it right. Chat, don't even try to correct me. Yeah, that's. I feel like what that is that was a thing that they were gonna clean up in post at some point, where they go through and change some of those things. That's just more of a. There's a rule I've heard from lots of writers and artists recently, which is make it exist first to make it perfect later. Yeah, I said that before War Septica. Everyone says I'm saying the naughty words. Indefatigable. Okay. I get some water. Hey, Tuvo. Anyways, people know why it's named that because it's named after a famous battleship. I want to say British battleship, which had the same name. It's weird. I'm not usually picking up drugs from Samson and Sons. I'm usually dropping off. It's a battle cruiser. Okay. Both you and your avatar need water. I do need water. Yeah, you're right. I was not impressed with their plan for the next year is just shit out the features and mechanics and build. We'll see if it works. I have a feeling it'll blow up in their face too, but I'm also understanding of I've been part of the crew that is just fucking build it, just fucking send it for a while. So I will be glad for them to just fucking send it. Usually it's over here. Where is that bad boy? Oh no, it's over here. There it is. What the hell is that? Turn the lights off so I don't get seen as easy. I seem fine. My only hope is that CIG, like, again, it's very important to me that CIG doesn't fuck up the goddamn marketing. Because I'll be damned if I'm supposed to be the one who helps CIG market something. It's like, I'm not being paid for it, A, and I don't have the resources that CIG has, B. None of us content creators do. And the reliance on content creation or word of mouth is fine if you have some backing up, some other stuff backing up. Even Baldur's Gate 3 had like some work done behind the scenes. Same with Expedition 33. There was always somebody who was talking with them in the gaming sphere, at the very least, if not getting some advertisements here and there. Nah, it's not burnt toast. It'll be fine. The issue is not will it be fine, because that's entirely different from marketing. Like, having it be good is fine, but it also needs to have awareness.
Landing gear up.
I'd love to have the ship named after Yi Sun Sin. I am not familiar with that. She was a battle cruiser who served in the Battle of Jutland. Oh, World War I, okay. We must be heading over an Onyx facility. What is my argument for its success? In terms of what? Its major success is that it's doing a concept which doesn't really get done. The space flight game doesn't really exist in the modern era. Not single player. So like a space opera game would be something like Mass Effect, which doesn't exist, which means that there's an open market and a desire for that market that exists exists out there. Korean admiral, most successful admiral in history. He basically single-handedly kept Korea independent in the 1500s. Oh, is this the turtle ships guy? Yeah. Work is a bit of a cop out there for you, though, Knowledge, because you own your own business. I, too, would be very, very excited about my own business if I owned one. No, Knowledge, what he's saying is the same thing that a lot of people say, is like, you should be doing things that bring you excitement and bring you joy, rather than seeking out things that you don't like. But I understand you. I know you like Star Citizen and Squadron. You wouldn't be here if you didn't like Star Citizen Squadron, or me, because, I mean, obviously I'm the sexiest man alive, so all of you are here for that wonderful reason. I do own my own business, and I do prefer doing content creation over teaching. Not that I don't like teaching, but I have a lot more control. Your brother-in-law wants to help me set up a micro center or something similar in our area. You'd have to, again, the key is, and this is just me defaulting to marketing brain, which is you got to make sure that people know that you exist, especially local PC builders. Depends on where you live as well, Warbot. Like, we don't have something here in Austin. It would go a long way because we're a bunch of fucking tech nerds. There's a lot of tech companies here, but we do not have anything like that. I think Fry's was the last thing we had, and then they went out of business a couple years ago. There's been talks of a micro center coming into Austin for a while. But, like, that makes sense in Austin. It may not make sense in, like, Omaha. Or wherever you're living, you know? It's common sense. Everyone should have their own business. We have a micro center here in St. Paul. I know. They're everywhere. The closest one to us is in Dallas. Or Houston, one of the two. I think there's one in Dallas and one in Houston, which, again, makes no sense as to why there isn't one in Austin. Yeah, it stands for Goth Mommies, Warseptica. GM has always and will always stand for Goth Mommies because I'm a goddamn American and I don't measure in anything other than American. There is no equivalent of GM in American measurements, so, you know. Grandma MILFs. That's just called a G-MILF. Doesn't work. MM stands for Mothmen. General Motors. That's true. That works. GM makes the perfect measurement. It's 30 millimeter rounds per square T72. Look close, aren't we? I do love the flashing beacon that shows you generally where to land. There's an old joke, apparently outside of the United States, which is Americans will measure in everything other than metric. And so, because of that joke, I have decided that all of the measurements in Star Citizen have to be in Imperial. And we're going to invent our own Imperial, goddammit. Well, they used to measure it in AU. It's because you were in the military, knowledge. That doesn't count. Everyone in the military has to know what a fucking kilometer is. How many hamburgers and eagles is that? Exactly. Ironically, I'd have no problem using the metric system. The problem is that I can't visualize in metric. I can visualize in imperial. I can't visualize in metric. It's the same problem I have with Celsius versus Fahrenheit. I generally know that, like, baseline 20 degrees Celsius is 75 degrees Fahrenheit, or 73 degrees Fahrenheit. So I can generally base a good guess off of that. It's like right now it's
perfect.
It's about 20 degrees right now here in Austin. Celsius, because it's 72. So it's perfect room temperature. And someone's having a fun time in Orison. Yeah, 37 degrees Celsius is body temperature, which means it's about 100, right? Because that's 99.6 degrees Celsius. Fahrenheit is body temperature. The problem is that what's 100 meters? Like, I know 100 yards is a football field. I can visualize a football field. A foot is about a foot, so I can visualize a foot. An inch is like, you know, about this long on your finger. Refill real quick while I'm here.
Dem biddies.
Look at them biddies. Mithras. So we're now at 3 hours and 38 minutes. We've been going for an hour and 12 minutes. So we've increased the time by like 40 minutes almost. 50 minutes almost. Maximum we can go is 8 hours. Ironically, I sold both my Harleys. All that I have is my Jap choppers. Okay. Wait, they make choppers from like Japanese motorcycles? Thorn! Over 4 hours.
Thorn 123400 just gifted 10 subs.
Thank you so much for gifting those 10 subs there, Thorn. You're a very important pumper, very impressive sister. Very big gesture. You rock. Shots and cheers in chat, y'all. Shots and cheers. See, it's the .4 shit that gets me fucked up.
Quantum fuel at 100%.
Yeah, I've got to do this. The only thing that I'm mad at with CIG is that they should have. I get why they're doing this. Because it's easier. But there should be some sort of what? Some sort of freight elevator version of a hangar. So like a hangar where you literally just back up right into a freight elevator. Because I mean, like most businesses have a loading dock of some kind if they're moving large amounts of freight, and so you should have some sort of, especially these places, you should have a loading dock-esque hangar, which is just you back up straight. There's no access to the wider location. You just back that shit up into the loading dock, unload it, and leave. You want a regular hangar? Call for a regular hangar. Is weight and balance a thing in Star Citizen? It is, but it's not fully implemented. They haven't like all cargo isn't got weight balance. It doesn't have its weight in yet. They have the system in. They just haven't turned it on. Basically, they've simplified it. There was a patch a long time ago where they turned it on, and that shit was funny as fuck. Effectively, you had every ship was treated like it was fully loaded, so it was much harder. It was much harder to to take off and land in planets and such. Avatar needs glasses? It does. There's no glasses, unfortunately, you can purchase them, though. There's a lot of stuff that's in that's turned off. For a while, like the resource system was effectively turned off. Let me check the health, because this is still freaking out. I'm gonna have to store this one, is what I'm saying. That's fine. Port name computer disabled. Also, why is it that I have to pull up the exact boxes I put down? Why can't I just say, oh, I have 500 SCU of beast testicles, I'll take out 1632 boxes? Because not everything is packed in the same boxes. So you can think of it like some beef testicles are packed in one SCU boxes. Some of them are packed into larger SCU boxes. But, like, how many of you have how many of you have heard of a shipping crate filled with like potatoes? Right? Like potatoes might be filled in smaller boxes and then loaded into a shipping crate because that's the standard, but not every place has the same standard sizes. It's their way of balancing things. That way, not every single commodity is filled in the same amount of SCU crates, so that you have to use specific ships to make specific trade transactions. Alright, I'm gonna set this thing down so it doesn't get... They should be able to lock together different size boxes to make larger ones. I think that would be a good idea too. Basically palletizing boxes through magnetization, where you can take, you know, one SU boxes and put them together to create a 4 SU box, or take 8 of them and put them together to make an 8 SU box. So you can carry them in one.
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle retrieval system. Your vehicle has been moved to us. Please visit us again. Goodbye.
Being able to call to both of them would be nice.
Welcome to the
Box
ASOP
linking or welding. I call it palletization because it's the same concept. You know, we don't necessarily ship everything in shipping containers, or we don't necessarily move everything in shipping containers, but shipping containers tend to be the standard measurement. But we don't, like, just shove everything into a shipping container. We put it on a pallet and put it inside of a shipping container. And then we can easily pull the pallet out, and then, you know, the pallets are organized by whatever they have. That's, you know, modern militaries do that all the time, especially in the West.
Your vehicle has been delivered to the following location.
And most modern businesses do the same thing because it's just easier to pack and ship. So being able to take the crates and stick them together so that you can pick up the larger crates makes sense. Take 2 SCUs, you hit a switch on your tractor beam to like link mode, and then link up the 2 8 SCUs. So now you've got a 16 SCU. No, and I agree. I think you should be able to repack some of the stuff into smaller crates, but it should also take time. Oh, you want it smaller? You want this 32 SU crate in smaller stuff? Sure, but we're gonna have a fee, and you're gonna have a time constraint. It can only be done at ports. It shouldn't be something a player could do. It should be something that only an NPC can do. But I also understand that you shouldn't necessarily be able to load everything, take 1 SU crates, and then turn them into 32 SU crates. All right, we're gonna head back to Levski to drop some of this stuff off and then continue some missions. What am I at right now? I'm on junior. Okay.
Oh, it's you again. You're all squared away, so please proceed to your assigned space. Hope you have a wonderful visit.
Landing gear out.
Come on.
All right.
They should, but they have to do it. They should have to do it themselves, Saint. Saint. There we go. One tractor trailer fits about the same size as 24 SCU container on game. I don't think there is no 24 SCU container, I don't think. I think it goes 16 to 32. I'm gonna get some water while we jump. Alright, be right back, chat. Very quick. Yeah, I think a 12 SU would make sense. They're trying to simplify it in a way that makes it work for them. But ironically, a lot of the ships they build would work great with like an F-12 SU container. That's where I think magnetization could work, where you could take a 8 SCU container, take a 4, flip it on its side, and slap it to the side of the an 8, and you got yourself a 12.
You can take away my spaceship. You can take away my space
Suit.
You can even take away my space lasers. But you can never, ever take away my space game.
We do have one sub 1 SCU containers, or 1 8 SCU.
Monstratus just resubscribed for 45 months. Bartender, do the dance thing.
Thank you so much for that. 45 months of support. You're very important, Papa. Very impressive, Mr. Vandy Pedestrian. This your fault. There's drinking night. Shots and cheers and chat, y'all. Shots and cheers. We're now at an hour. No. An hour 30 minutes. So 5 hours. We're at 5 hours total. If we get to 8 hours, then I will do a giveaway. The second we hit the 8 hour mark, we're max out, then we'll do a giveaway. That idea would lead to people building shelters and things with objects. The magnet thing, I mean. You just gotta make the boxes destructible, which they already are. I'd like 1/2 and 1/4, at least 1/4. What about placing 2, 4, 8, 16, 32 SCU crate holograms anywhere on the ground, and you can use a tractor beams to tractor your crates into and lock them together? I feel like that would be some sort of device you'd probably need, but you should be able to just switch your tractor, because right now it's got like pull and like grab. You should have pull, grab, and the grab should have 2 settings, which is lock or place. And you just lock it onto the sides. So that way you can just like lock on, you can create crazy sculptures. It would allow for a lot of creative shit to happen, but it would also allow for easier, like, odd angle stuff. It would make the Zeus a lot better, for instance. Because you could put, like, odd designs, but you could easily carry them in one big chunk. $122 cruise bottles fit in one 1/8 SCU container. Again, the main point in my point is it's kind of like palletization. Oh, wait. It's like, why don't I see anything? Right. Whoops. There we go. There'd be giant phallic monuments everywhere made of crates. You can already do that with salvage. You can draw penises on anything in 5 seconds. So like, it's not that point. Hey, Fire Rat, how you doing? Those sorts of things are things, though, that I don't think we'll see if they even come into Star Citizen. They won't come into Star Citizen until well after the basic features are in. I just think it's a good idea in order to lessen the problems that people have with hauling stuff. It makes it a little bit more easier. How do you fit, like, things inside of boxes? I've never done that before, like components inside of boxes. You just have to have the component nearby the box and then drag it into the box using the old inventory system? And this jump point has always been off. They've always fucked up the positioning of this jump point. And I think it drifts patch to patch. But you can stack things inside inside crates in the freight elevator. Neat. This should allow us to combine cargo boxes while we're stored in cargo elevators. I think it would work only if it works up to their normal amount. There's nothing. See a lot less clamoring for base building lately. I think they're starting to accept 2026 might not be the year for it. I think most content creators and fans have basically been like, yeah, we're not going to see base building 2026. There's too many other things that need to get done before base building can be a thing. It does feel like the year of crafting, though. I will correct myself and say we might get base building like we got engineering. Yeeted out at the end of the year, last minute. We're gonna get more than crafting Nix 1. We'll get crafting Nix 1 and Castra. The things I'm pretty sure, and I'm going to do a video on this when we do the first office hours of the year, which will be next Monday. Not next Monday, but like Monday, the first Monday of January, the 5th, I think. I think they're going to do but the basics that I think they'll hit are new inventory system, crafting, kind of continue to work on engineering. I still think they have to do scanning at some point. So and I still think scanning is probably up there. First versions of dynamic meshing, which will be instancing and then dynamic. Social systems, which may or may not come. That's one of those things I think they need to focus on. I think Chris added it into the letter to the chairman after people started being like, Chris, this better be fucking social systems in the goddamn game. Your fucking MMO.
Landing gear
Uh,
down.
not until 2027. Science gameplay, absolutely not until 2027. Though I think it's going to come sort of with, it might come with crafting, because they've talked about how science gameplay is really just an add-on to crafting, where like the more you do in terms of research with science, the better crafting materials you can get. Data running is not going to happen until 2027. That's not around the corner. That's like over a year away. Because you need scanning in order to do data running. Well, the big things we'll see is crafting, finished engineering, sort of, inventory system, the new inventory, social tools, hopefully scanning, we'll see, dynamic meshing version 0, Nix 1, all of Castra, and the rest of Nix actually, and all of Castra, and item recovery, yes, tier 1 item recovery, but that's going to come with crafting.
You can take away
And what's the last one I was thinking about? Oh, reputation, and the new reputation system. I think that's really what you can expect, which is a lot. It's a lot more than this last year. But all of those are in the pipe.
My space game.
Suit lockers, I think, comes with inventory.
Mason Cold Iron just resubscribed for 55 months. Any ETA on Bounty Hunting 2.0?
No. Thank you for the 55 months of support there. You're a very important pupper, very best of any pedestrian. This is your father, return Trigger Night. Shots and cheers and chat, y'all. Shots and cheers. Ironically, bounty hunting is one of those systems where I think you need... There's a lot of stuff that you need to get done to the point where you kind of need 1.0, all of the features from 1.0 to go for bounty hunting to work. Because you need scanning, you need the new updated player system, you need new AI systems. Data running? I don't think data running. I think people are coping when they say data running. There's been no indication of data running being a thing. That's going to be a while, Tex. The earliest we'd see something like that is the end of this year. because player-driven economy requires crafting and new social tools. Yeah, you need better medical systems, you need scanning, you need better NPC systems, you need better just in-game social systems where you go talk to NPCs and they give you like hints and stuff like that. Yeah, so it's gonna go over here for. I don't have anything here? Okay. Interesting. All right. Close, here we go. Hey, just checking in. The year end of the Brand New Merchantman or 600 hour rework. Neither are coming anytime soon, Zod aside. Brand New Merchantman's gonna be probably a while. Have a good day, Zod. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas to you too, Guitar. For those of you who've been in chat long enough know that I have my own solution to CIG's problems when it comes to a player economy, and that is you've got these fucking convention centers that are empty most of the year. Just use them to create swap meets, flea markets, where you can go get rare or sell rare items or unique items to NPC vendors and have a section that's just a what is it called? A tablet, a screen, basically, where you go to put your own products up for sale that other players can purchase. And then other players can go to that similar console and see to purchase something. It's just like a player market, but you have to be in that location. And the thing is, you just rotate the rotation every week. So first week it's in Lorville, then it's in Area 18, or then it's in Orison, then it's in Area 18, then it's in New Babbage. And you just rotate it every 4 weeks. Every week you rotate it back through. So players have to go to different places every week. Here in the United States, we have large versions of those called gun and knife shows. Especially in the South. Southeast and South have loved their gun and knife shows. Where you can go get unique stuff and sell cool shit. And skirt the law. But, you know, that's a completely different idea.
Landing gear up.
All right. Ow, nope.
Landing gear down.
We have flea markets in the United States too. But I'm talking about a big version of those is the gun and knife show that travels around. They don't always just have guns and knives either, so that's just the main draw.
Quantum fuel at 100%.
The gateway station, sometimes you have to do the old manual way. That's cool as fuck. You love seeing stuff like that.
Landing gear up.
Just the ship going to the jump point. It just boost off into oblivion for a moment. these in a while. Put the power off.
Hello, how can Miss help you today? Systems on.
Okay, there's Stanton Gateway. I hate this. I really hate this bug. Just gonna go straight into oblivion. Why isn't scanning working? Huh. That's weird. Shoot the gap.
You can take away my spaceship. You can take away my space suit.
Suit!
You can even take away my space lasers. But you can never, ever take away my space game.
Cisiano just resubscribed for 23 months. Hello.
Thank you so much for that. For that 23 months of support. You're very important, Pub. You're very impressive. You're very neat pedestrian. You rock. Shots and cheers in chat, y'all. Shots and cheers. The fuck? Yeah, it's turning off my radar, but I can't turn it back on. Let me go back into engineering and see if I can't do that. Thanks, White Light. Hey, this is Sano. It's saying my hull is 0? Alert no power. There we go. There we go. I'm lining up with it. Pyro Gateway, Levski, there we go. God, this is a bug that's been happening a lot. Paul, I'm 100% convinced GTA gets delayed again and pushed to like March 27th. I'm about 50-50, probably more leaning towards the delay than a. There's too much noise for them to continue. Those firing of those of their union forming employees has blown up in their face. Allergies. It's allergies, flus, all of that kind of stuff is what's going on. I got the flu a month ago, just after Thanksgiving, and most of the stuff went away because it wasn't COVID. Because it was weird because I basically had some bad allergies or a cold, and then I got a fever, and then it dropped. And the second it dropped, I was fine. But now the allergies are kicking my ass. And on top of that, I've just been having this buildup when I cough and stuff like that. I think I finally broke it last night because I woke up this morning feeling really dry. I was like, wow, I haven't felt this dry in a while. And I think it's just because of it's finally drying out, but still got residue. God, I love this song. No pickle, no onion. What do you mean? Basically, yeah, allergies are taking advantage of my weakened situation while I'm recovering. It doesn't help that I spent the last 3 days before Christmas and Christmas Eve doing heavy physical labor. Yeah. It's a funny meme on YouTube. Okay. Not familiar with it. Ah! We're gonna go up the chute. Through the hole, chat. Through the hole. I will applaud CIG. The last 2 trailers they have done had no combat in them whatsoever. And 4.4's trailer is still my favorite trailer that CIG's ever done. Partially because this song fucking hits me in places where feelings are made. See if it just whisks me away again. Just gonna sit here, Chad. No? Damn it. I don't mind this one either, but you know. I'm home. I'm home. This is home until Magnus comes out.
to the ASOP vehicle retrieval system. Your vehicle has been moved to our storage facility. Please visit us again.
No, it's gotta be a 2, isn't it? This one's got the bones on it. There we go. Yes.
You can take away my spaceship. You can take away my space suit. You can even take away my space lasers. But you can never,
Never,
ever
ever.
take away my space game.
Victoria just resubscribed for 63 months.
Thank you so much. That's 63 months of support there, Victoria. You're very important, Papa. Very impressed by you. Very new pedestrian. You rock. Shots and cheers and chat, y'all. Shots and cheers. We're at 5 hours and 30 minutes total. A little over 5 hours and 30 minutes. When we reach 8 hours, we'll do a giveaway. It seems like a lot of people are waiting on the Magnus system. It's Drake's system. Of course it's going to be waiting for it. Hope we can get org uniform colors soon. I wouldn't mind that as a tier as an unlockable. That's definitely going to pay for it. Someone said earlier, like, they should pay for that, like, swap meet idea that I had. It's like, no. That should be available for everyone. That's just CIG undercutting UEX. Do we have any indication when Magnus will arrive? No, but we can make some suppositions, and I
We stay on this path, and I swear when I'm close, I'll never begrudge
Somebody
anyone.
almost scratched my ship the other day. The guy was recently leaving with a bunch of metal boxes, a little.
hold on.
Grabbed it by the collar and pulled the fear of God and
Well, I'd choose a meaningful life over an easy life every time.
Where are you, Pico? I know I have you somewhere. Oh, it's other. Pico. Other people may forget, but I never forget. Remember Anthony Tanaka. Christmas is fun. What happens at 8 hours? When we reach the total 8-hour mark, I will do a giveaway of a Golem. A Golem LTI game package with some skins on it, too.
You are now approaching station. Stand clear of disembarking passengers.
I need you to keep your eyes and ears open about
What do you think the timelines for adding Nyx's other planets? So I think Nyx 1 gets added probably around the same time as Nyx 2 and 3. I think there's like 3 total just planets. I think all of the planets get added at the same time. And I think that they will probably be middle of the year. We're talking like June, around Invictus. That would be their big release for those. And I think that we get Castra in like November. The admin's above, right? It's not in the Grand Barter. The admin's in the top floor. I've got a box to sell, that's why. I got a Luminalia package.
The capsule will be leaving the station momentarily. Stand clear of disembarking passengers.
Wait, no, it's over here, isn't it? It used to be over here.
Been looking to put together
Nah, it's not here anymore. So it's got to be in the upper levels, right? Oh, nope. No, it's storage access. It's upper levels, right? Let me see. Yeah, cargo services, right?
How are things with you?
Let's try it.
Capsule now approaching station. Stand clear of disembarking passengers.
Wait, was the Magnus speculation you never finished? Oh, the Magnus I don't think is going to come out until... oh, yeah, that's because I got distracted with the stuff. So, I always like to remind people that I tend to be as humble as possible when it comes to things and be like, hey, listen, I am not a fucking genius. I don't have some fucking, like, insight into a bunch of different things. But... I did predict Castro many years before anybody else realized that Castro was the 5th system. So there's something I'm doing right.
How you been?
can't sell Luminalia here? Fuck. That makes sense.
Look, she means well, but
Even a broken clock is right twice a day. Listen, I put my balls on the line 2 years ago. Or 2 years ago. 2 years before it was even announced. But using the same metric, my belief is that Magnus is not going to be a priority for the 6th system. I believe the 6th system will be Hadrian, because Hadrian unlocks a nice little loop between all of the different systems. Because there's a jump point from Hadrian to Castra, I believe. So that means you can go from Terra to Hadrian to Castra, all in the UEE systems, and then Castra to Nyx. No. Let me go back down. But I do think Magnus is one of the next 5 after the first 5. Because it is connected to Stanton. I'd argue it's probably the second system after 1.0 to release. Hadrian is just too fucking easy for them to do and adds too much interesting dynamics. Let me pull it up.
Capsule now approaching station. Stand clear of disembarking passengers. The capsule will be leaving the station momentarily.
Okay. Abby, always nice to you too there, Cupid. How you doing? How was your holidays?
Just finished a shift volunteering with the wellness check crew. Some of these old timers. Let's keep it moving. You left a
All right.
Anyway, how's your day been so far?
So,
you know, just been out there living that life in the grindstone, looking for opportunities.
so we've got Pyro, Stanton,
These days, you've gotta make
Castra,
magic, because let me tell you, ain't
Nyx,
no one
right?
gonna help you with your future.
And Terra. So we've got these 5 systems.
Move along.
Well, what's next?
I choose a meaningful life.
You've got
Easy life every time.
there you go. You've got Hadrian, which connects to Pyro and Castra and Terra. So you've got a nice system that's already has 3 connections to it. Easy addition. Then you've got Magnus, which connects to Terra and Stanton. Again, 2 easy slots. Then you've got Towhill, which is connected to Nyx, which I think is a big option. And then, of course, the big one being Virgil. I can't hang out here. Everyone else is hanging out here. Are you talking to me? Who's talking to me? The slide man. With a box on his face. What do you think the post 1.0 main storyline or narrative look like? I know the main story is going to be Earth-Terra conflict. Nope, it will not be resolved in the first main story. That will not be resolved. So almost certainly we will see Earth and Terra be the main focus. The story, there's a couple different story threads that you'll see. One is going to be what I call the Third Tavaran War, which will be between the Tavaran outside the UEE and the Tavaran inside the UEE. while the UEE is distracted with the Vandul. They won't see it coming. Then you've got obviously the Vandul incursions, which will be a huge thing. You will have the connection to things like connected to that, you'll have things like the Kurthok or whatever is pushing the Vandul out. You'll have Synth World, but we don't have Synth World in the map yet. That'll be when that comes in. That'll be a huge plot point. Yes, they did confirm that they will allow players to be aliens in the future.
Stand clear of disembarking passengers.
No, we will not have Tavaran playable characters before 1.0. That is, they said that, and have consistently said that if when they do alien characters, it'll be a post 1.0 release, and they will probably make people pay for it. So you'll have to pay to be an alien. You have to pay for a separate character pack to be an alien. What, something is pushing the Vandal out? Yeah, the reason why the Vandal are coming into our area is likely because something is pushing them out of their normal hunting zones.
Stand by. Your vehicle has been delivered to the ASOP vehicle retrieval system. Goodbye. Your vehicle has been delivered. Please visit us again.
Of course you will, because people haven't got enough money for CIG for this game. Don't shoot the messenger, Iris. This is just something that I've heard them say live many times, that if they were to do a paid DLC expansion, it would be alien characters. Yes. They don't want to lock players out of expanding the universe, but they, in terms of like each system, but they want to have a. What am I doing? Oh, actually, it's just smart move, Paul. Smart move. I'm gonna do this. We're just gonna chill like this, chat. The idea is that they're gonna want to do brand new mission systems and reputation systems that are just for aliens, rather than doing a starting like you basically will have a brand new. My guess is like 2-hour tutorial just for each alien race, where you get to know the culture, the people. Which also will include like expansions into ships and equipment and stuff like that. That's their explanation for that, which is like that's going to cost us a lot more than just starting the game.
I know what is pushing the Vandal into human space. It is a most terrible foe.
Wait for it. Wait for it. It's gonna come. Okay. Ruin station? That's weird.
Them biddies.
Are you ready to shift your perspective from the ordinary to
Yep.
the extraordinary?
Yep.
Ready to reset your expectations from the everyday to the highest heights? From breathtaking views, incredible dining, to unmatched shopping, Crusader is calling. Whether you're just looking to spend the day cloud hopping with the storm whales, or relaxing by Green Circle's infinite spa, shuttles are arriving daily. What are you waiting for? Come, visit Horizon, the city in the clouds.
Knew it. Knew it was gonna happen. Whoa, what the fuck? Yep, that's me. I was just waiting for the other shoe to drop. Yeah, there's a lot of storylines. The big one is still going to be the Terra Earth Civil War. Now, I don't think the Terra Earth Civil War will really kick off until the Vanduul sack Earth. Also, this isn't a spoiler. This is something that CIG has explicitly said will happen at some point. It'll be up to the players to determine how badly that goes, though. It's going to be more like Earth is not protected. See how easy it was to attack Earth from the Vanduul. We need to not put all our eggs into the Earth basket. We need to move the capital while everything is hurting to Terra to protect humanity's leadership, which will cause a fracture between the people on Earth and the people in Terra. Typically, it's like this direction. They just need to get out of the Levski zone. There's gun armor. You can also say that, what if the same about ships? What if a new ship you also have to pay even though we spent thousands? I'm not saying you're wrong either. Okay. How much do you think the basic materials like iron, copper, aluminum, etc. will be used in basic base building and parts compared to stuff like Bexlite, Tornite, and Laranite? Higher. The more rare stuff or the more exotic stuff will probably be used for specific buildings. If the CIG uses typical like MMO and survival crafting sort of things, so like those rarer materials will probably be used for like, oh, you need these for building refineries. This is what you need to be building for medical facilities and so on and so forth. So like there'll be some specific materials you'll need, which will be rare, that you'll need for specific building types or specific furniture or specific items. But the vast majority is going to be copper, iron, aluminum. Like carbon, that sort of thing. You're gonna have to have shit tons of those. Is there a resource somewhere that summarizes all the different alien races? Maybe a video. Are you just trying to get me to plug the Astro Historian? Because like you know that there is, Cody. There is literally one that I did where I talked about all of the different races. There's two actually. There's one where I talked about all the different races, and then there's one where we did the what is it called? Lore Citizen podcast. I really don't like this. This is something that's unique to Levski. It's a bug that happens only in Nyx, where you just lose all of your location. Because you just cannot access the map.
Take away my spaceship. You can take away my space suit. You can even
I think they're on
space
high.
lasers.
They may be on very high, but I also have it. They're scaling enabled.
Take away my space game.
98 Infinity just resubscribed for 6 months.
Thanks for that 6 months of support there, 98. You're very important, Papa. Very impressive. You're very pedestrian. You rock. Shots and cheers in chat, y'all. Shots and cheers. Yeah, my, for tier 1 for 6 months in advance. Oh, shit. Thank you, buddy. Yeah, we're at 5 hours and 30 minutes. Star is over there, so let's just go towards the star. I think last time I also turned it off and turned it back on again, so, and that works, I think, so let's go for it. Nothing. Okay. I've tried that before and it didn't seem to work either. I think I just need to get out of the Levski zone. I did try zooming in and zooming out of the map. The problem is I'm zooming in and zooming out. While I'm doing this, I'm going to go to the options, graphics. I have it at very high. Basically, everything is maxed out. Turned off motion blur. Turned off sharpening. I have chromatic aberration, which I should probably turn down to 0. Yeah, it's just totally broken. The way I was able to get to Levski before was by effectively boosting out of the zone that allowed me to that I was in. So it allowed me to like say, oh, you're no longer in that zone, so now you can see other things inside of it. Photographic goo, indeed. Am I disconnected, chat? Am I desynced? Same audio desync. So I'm gonna have to restart my stream then. That's the only way to fix the auto desync. So give me a moment to figure this out. I may have to just cancel this anyways, because I might just be fucked. So yeah, because I can't even see Levski anymore. I mean, I know where it is. It's right there, but... head towards Virgil. It may also be a freelancer issue. We could try Alt F4, and that might help. Alt F4, if that works, then I'll restart the computer, restart the stream. For those of you on YouTube, it'll require you to go to the new stream, but it should be fine. Fly Drake, Drake don't break. Okay. Alt F4, if that works, then I'll restart the computer. Yeah, that's really bad. Give me a moment. No, I'm not muted. I just, it's desynced really badly, somehow. Boop, 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 boop. Hey, it fixed it. So I know that if I have to deal with this again, it's a Alt F4 issue.
Hello, how can Miss help you today? Systems on.
All right, I'm going to restart the computer. Restart the stream. So be right back, chat. I'm sure I'm still desynced. I'm talking. I'm coughing. I'm coughing. All right, be right back.